you ever read the Dan Brown book? You know, the Knights of Templar.
Oh, yes.
And all of those great books. So this is kind of that. This is called The Secret Quest. Shane Martins has written it. We're going to find out all about that whole secret world, you know, of where you've got the cardinals and the Vatican involved, and it's just wow. But it's set in present-day Toronto, which is very cool. I love that stuff.
Wow, that sounds very intriguing.
Yeah.
Very intriguing. We also...
You love those books that delve into the secret world, stuff that you know we don't even realize is going on, or maybe it is a secret. Maybe is it true? Who knows? The author of The Secret Quest is here, Shane Martins, and it's one of those great books, kind of like Dan Brown, right?
That sort of thing, yeah.
And we've seen the movie, The Da Vinci Quest. We've read the book. Where did you become fascinated with that kind of subject?
I've always been kind of fascinated with that subject. I actually, I was reading books about secret societies and me, I love the paranormal. I love anything that's, you know, esoteric, anything that's, you know, and when people would say, you know, that's not true, I say, well, let me see, and I investigate it because I love pyramids. I love everything, all that stuff, ghosts.
Really, very cool. And so, and you've worked all of that into the book.
Yes.
So it takes place in present-day Toronto, but it starts much farther back, right?
Well, yeah, it starts back in the 1900s, early 1900s, in Fatima, Portugal, where there's a vision of the Virgin Mother, and she came to three cousins, three little children, who nobody else saw but the three kids, and apparently she gave these three secrets to these children. And the final secret, well, these three secrets, which, you know, you could, one was a vision of hell, which she tore open the sea, the ground, and showed them hell. The other one was a vision of basically the future if mankind didn't change its ways. And the third was always a mystery. No one ever, the Vatican kept it a secret until later on, and then they revealed it, and it was never never sat well with everybody. So this is more about what the third secret of Fatima is.
Flash forward to present day.
Yes, to Toronto, where three new people have three new visions. And
these people aren't related in any way, but they come together because of these visions.
Yeah. It's like three different people from different walks of life. Only like thing that they have in common is tragedy, and they brought together in this very, very beautiful way. And they don't know each other. They find purpose in some just like I found purpose writing a book. They found purpose in this adventure that they go on, and it actually is a larger scale purpose that, you know, it's kind of like to say that we all have something in ourselves that, even though we think we're so small and meaningless, but we aren't. We all have a role to play in this world that is grand.
I love, there's one character who discovers this horrible secret. He's a cardinal, and he discovers this terrible secret about the church that he's working in.
Yeah.
So, what's your take on organized religion? Is that you expressing your views somehow?
Yeah, I guess it's everything in that book is something to do with my views. Although I don't see, I'm not a believer of anything. I'm a guy I'll change tomorrow. Maybe I'll write a book that's completely contradictory to that one. Because I don't hang on to any theory. Right. But what I do think that there is a sinister side to all sort of, like I love religion. Like I'm not saying I love religion. All religions have merit. All religions are beautiful if they take for what it is. You know, you look at the Ten Commandments and you say how beautiful the Ten Commandments is as a rule book, but how many really practicing Catholics actually, or even, you know, anybody else, just follow it to the letter? Not many, right? And so we like to bash religion because religion doesn't, you know. But
at its essence, it's pure.
Yeah, the essence is, but anything is corrupted when it gets powerful, and that's what I'm saying. That these secret societies, they're powerful, and maybe even like when we talk about the Knights Templar and the Freemasons. Maybe they're just misunderstood. A lot of people think that they're sinister. They could be sinister forces within, just like the sinister forces within each of us.
What is the Knights of Templar? I hear it a lot, and yet I don't fully understand.
Okay, the Knights Templar were founded by Godefroy. He was I can't remember, he was a bishop, but anyway, he Godfrey I don't know, the third or something like that. Anyway, he founded this 9 nights to basically help a pilgrimage to reclaim lands for the church that were taken by the Muslims and the Jews. So at first they were a militant group that were basically all they did was like it was monks, so they didn't do anything. They didn't they meditated all the time, and but they lived a very Spartan lifestyle. And eventually, the folklore of them goes is that they found something on their pilgrimages, which is one was to Solomon's temple, and they apparently found these weird treasures that Solomon had. And Solomon then, so they then took these treasures and found something unique that kind of took them away from the church. And the church then said, whoa, wait a minute, well, what's going on with these guys? They became very powerful. They were the first banks. They actually ran the first banks. They even kings and the church owed them money. And they kind of pushed the limits of their power. And it kind of came overnight. It was like they were poor and then became rich. And it's to the point where the churches and the actual what do you call it, the kings, they had enough and said, listen, we gotta knock these guys off.
The research that has gone into this book, I mean, just hearing you talk now shows that you put a lot of time into getting this fact straight.
Yeah, well, I did a lot of research, probably for about 3 years, even more, before I even wrote, word one. So, and I enjoyed it. Like, when I was writing, wow, this is awesome. And the funny part is sometimes when you're writing it, you're even in a zone and you're still researching even when you're writing. And you're like, well, sometimes I think that I'm making something up, because, it's a novel, right? You gotta take some liberties. So you make something up, then you do the research and you go, hey, that's true. Wow, what a coincidence.
That happens a lot. That is great. And we can get more information on your website, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And can we order the book there too?
You can order it on my website, Amazon.com has it. You can order it through ouruniverse.com. Most online bookstores carry it. And if you can go to Chapters in Indigo, you can order it just order it on the computer there.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Fascinating story, fascinating topic, and the book all about all that other stuff. And the book's thrown in there too. For more information, author smmartins.com. When we come back, we're in the kitchen cooking with whole food expert Andrea Pluckett. Be good. Thank you so much.